Welcome back to round 2, part 1 of the second annual Wyoming Classic, brought to you by Laramie County Disc Golf Club, and filmed by Ride Productions. It was a...
So here we have Tyler. He's leading the tournament so far at 11 down. Making putts like that, it's not surprising. John Chavez is at 10 down, tied with Rob Nichols here, also at 10 down. These guys were definitely on fire for that first round. And Josiah right on their tail at 8 down. So he's still right in the running. So we're starting off at hole 1 again. It's 249 feet in the same position in that tree. It really is a great position for this hole. It really is a neat look for it.
And looks like they've got a nice crosswind to push that hyzer straight to the basket, just like that.
Looks like Tyler maybe played it a little shorter than last time. Got a little close to the creek. Here's Rob. This hole pretty much is just a hyzer shot, though. That's the shot to go for.
Right next to the
I think
tree.
if he hadn't hit the branch right next to the basket, that one might have gone in. Oh, and John went just a little bit long on that and found the creek.
It's not hard to do.
Here's Josiah. Oh, trying to take out Tyler's dad. So here's Rob for his birdie.
There's a few really good windows through that tree.
Yeah, and he was past the branch that is usually the issue in that area. Yep, so there's Josiah cleaning up his par as John marks his meter in to putt for his par. Looks like Tyler lined himself up just right. Usually there's some branches in your way on that side too. Oh, and Josiah's just about to fall on his face. There is some stumps around there. All those Russian olives that they took out have left some dangerous stumps around there. You got to watch your footing. So here's hole 2. They moved it to the long position, so it's around the trees that it was short of.
Yeah, that makes it a full drive off the tee pad, where before you might be throwing a mid or a putter. These guys will most likely be disking up to some fairway drivers. And that clips some trees, but he should have a good sidearm around the final bush to the basket.
That's usually what I like to try to line up, is a little sidearm flick around the basket. I think one of our TDs threw I think one of our TDs threw the best shot I've ever seen on this hole, and he put it 10 feet from the basket. It was amazing. Just hugged that tree line down the right side the whole way.
And that'll set him up for a nice open putt for 2 as well.
Looks like Josiah's holding that right side. That can be trouble.
He might have a window through that, but most likely he'll have to go over or around it somehow. There's that window
was
there.
Perfect. Looks like Rob did give himself a look at a putt. It's kind of a scary putt, though. That creek is right behind it. That's usually what I do from there. Just put it under the basket.
So Josiah was able to get through, but didn't have enough of a look to get up high enough to get into the basket. So everyone is going to be ended up tapping out their pars.
This is one hole you don't really feel too bad about taking a par on. I've seen a lot of 4s happen on this hole.
You said you wouldn't talk about that. Come on, man. And these guys made it look routine, cleaned up their simple pars, playing it all, just textbook, all of them. Josiah went a little stray, but he scrambled nice through that window.
Yeah, definitely pulled something out there to get through there. It can definitely get you in trouble there.
Yeah, they also moved hole 3 to its deep position. Biggest hole on the course at 614 feet. Definitely worthy of a par 4 on this one. It's a crush followed by a technical drive, at least.
Yeah, I like to stay a little more to the right so that it opens up the Anheuser shot for me. But I don't have the sidearm these guys have, so we'll see what they come up with. I'm sure Rob's just hoping not to end up in that tree again. And he pulled that off well.
Both of them just lined up that window between those two trees to give him a good shot across the creek. Let's see if John can do the same.
He might be a little blocked there. That tree is pretty bushy, so it can really get in your way. Oh, looks like that one might have come out a little early. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be real happy with that
but
spot.
He did stay safe and has a nice straight shot at the basket.
That's true.
The farther left you end up, the better off you are.
Oh.
He just didn't give it enough there.
Nope, not quite. Here's Tyler going with that sidearm. If you have it, this is the shot you want. That's a little long, though.
Yeah, but that creek, you just want to make sure you get across it.
Right. This is a par 4, so you just definitely want to put yourself in a position to guarantee your par.
Looks like John got stopped by some trees just short of the creek, but Rob hit that gap, putting back there with Tyler for their threes.
Yeah, just like you said, played it, made sure they got over the creek. Oh, wow.
That was amazing. Oh, I'm so glad we get a replay on this.
Perfect. Just dead center on the pole, right, barely over the rim of the basket.
Barely over the bridge.
Barely over the bridge, true.
Look at him strutting up there. Oh, yeah. I got that.
Look at how far he had to go. That was a heck of a 3. Great birdie, John.
So Josiah has to go for a 4 save across the creek. Goes for a layup, takes his 5, and just walks away.
Yeah, sometimes that's your best bet. You don't want to increase that number. Just a little bit right on that one. Here's Tyler for his birdie. Oh, just a little low. That really is a difficult position. This long position, I feel, is a really good par 4. 4 can be a difficult number to get sometimes, even if you're just a little bit out of position.
Josiah has to take that bogey OB stroke and come into hole 4, only 7 down. John having the only solo birdie on that and keeping tied with Rob now. That was just an amazing clutch putt there. He totally deserved that birdie with that.
Yeah, even especially since he was doing it from out of that tree. I've been in that tree. It's not easy to get out of, let alone run at the basket. Oh, he caught a little of that tree, though. Okay, he landed safe.
That tree might have actually saved him.
He might have been over the path.
What happened to last round when those guys went OB over there.
Looks like Tyler maybe played it a little extra safe because of that. Let's see if Rob does.
Yes, he does.
He kept that quite a bit lower, make sure it stayed at... Oh, and shorter. He didn't want to give it a chance to get lifted. I don't blame him.
Oh no, Josiah says. Let's see if this can stay safe.
Oh yeah, cut right in. What is that? Maybe 20?
Off of you.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at dodging them.
John goes for a layup, and he's going to take his 3. Oh,
that was a great putt. Rob really is an excellent putter. I enjoy seeing it. And Tyler just keeping pace, saying, nope, I'm not letting you have one on me. And Josiah just floated that one right in there. That was a nice putt as well.
And John will clean up his 3, and Rob will pull one away from John and stay on Tyler's heels as they come through here. And Josiah just will wipe that bogey right off the scorecard and keep on going.
Get him back to where he was. That's always a nice feeling to get that stroke back. Alright, so here we have hole 5, 292 feet.
Straight shot. The safe play is to hug that right tree line as long and straight as you can.
A little better in first round.
Oh yeah, that's going to bend right in there. That'll work.
He might have the straddle to be a comfortable putt at that, but he's got a definite putt.
Looks like Rob wanted to make sure he stayed further away from the creek this round. Josiah's just straight at it. That's the shot you want.
A little low. Shot stopped him just inside circle's edge.
Yeah, a little short of what you'd like, but... Oh, now that's looking nice. Oh, wow. That was close. It's kind of nice. We have seen one of those on this hole both rounds now. Just always scaring that basket.
Rob's not happy with his right putts right now, but he'll get it figured out. I believe in him.
That was a great putt by
cleans up
Josiah.
his nice simple birdie putt. Same with Ty.
John did not leave himself an easy putt, but it's in, so it doesn't matter. Rob clean up his par and move on.
We'll tie it up with Rob and John again. They are just battling, duking it out back and forth. But Tyler will actually pull one away from the pack there.
Yep, he got another one on them. Josiah moving on up as
Hot
well.
on their heels still.
Yeah. So hole 6 is about the same length as hole 5.
It's
I think
almost
you
an
have a
identical
little
shot.
more room on the right, but pretty much an identical shot. I gotta wonder why Tyler didn't throw that shot on the hole before it as well, though, then. So you do have a little more room to play a little bit of a hyzer shot, but then that's what tends to happen.
And that is a scary, scary putt coming back at the creek. That's only 4 to 5 feet away from the basket.
Right. Oh, again, people trying to chase me down there, but...
Just at circle's edge with a pretty straight-on putt.
Rob throwing that Firebird again. Oh, and they just sailed it out of bounds. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it's about pin high, so he'll have a easy par save.
John had a little bit of a stumble there on his putt, or some awkward footing.
With the water on the course that day, that might have been part of it, is he may not have wanted to fall past. I'm not sure, but that is a possibility. I know a lot of them were...
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Sorry, I know a lot of them were fairly hesitant over some of the putts because they were standing on the edge of some water or something. Okay, Rob was able to save his 3.
A little bit deep of the basket.
Yeah.
A little bit lower, that might have been scary.
Right.
So John and Rob will stay tied up. Tyler will pull one away again, and Josiah coming up on right behind him.
Yeah, he's only 2 behind him now, so they're going to have to watch out. They could end up with him passing them real soon if they're not careful.
Now, hole 7, when they move it back to this back position behind the tree, definitely lends itself more to a sidearm play, but you can attack it either way, so we'll see how they go at this.
It's like Tyler's just going to throw his, looked like maybe a mid-range, just straight to the right of it. Should give him a look if he's not too deep. Some of those branches will block you if you're too long. That's exactly what you want to do. But with this sidearm, like Coda was saying, you really bring in the possibility of an ace. It's a lot more possible from the left side than it is for the right, I feel like.
Although that was pretty good there.
Yeah, that was very nice. It is difficult to do catch cam on a hole like this because you never know which side they're gonna throw on, so I had to kind of gamble, and I got 50%, so not too bad.
Tyler tickled the chains.
Here's Rob from just barely off the path. Oh, that's a difficult putt, uphill with branches hanging. Looks like he was a little left of the branches, so that might not have been an issue.
Like a bit of headwind from that direction, though, too.
Right. It was a fairly windy day. You can see their shirts blowing around, the leaves all blowing around, the weeds blowing around. It was a pretty breezy day. But they're not at Circle's Edge right there. That was for the other basket location. So the circle was quite a bit further out than where they're at.
I'd imagine so.
Just seeing that red paint there, I had to clarify there.
Tyler taking this solo par as everyone starts to close that gap.
Yeah, that definitely brings them a little closer to him. Doesn't let him pull too far away.
Okay, they moved hole 8 back on this second round, and it's a pretty decent crush with a lot of trees and obstacles between A and B.
Yeah, it can be a really difficult shot, and especially since all that water is about where you want to land. Normally. So it made it a little more difficult to decide where you wanted to play your drive to.
Looks like John got caught up in some of those trees back there, but on some dry land, so that's fortunate.
Yeah.
It looks like Rob will have decent footing from that point.
And he will have the option of taking relief. That is just casual water. And Tyler just decides to go over it all.
And everyone's on the other tee pad are pointing at it, wondering who did that.
Where did that come from? Yeah, because no one would think it was from that tee box.
So Josiah left himself some work on that putt. Just
Looks
inside
like
Circle's
Rob
Edge.
Yeah. Looks like Rob is taking relief back from the water. That's a smart play. And John did get himself in those trees. He's in a little trouble there.
Oh, that was
wow.
Perfect. Great scramble.
Yeah. And here's Tyler putting back at the basket for his 2. I'll take an easy 3 like that any day on this hole. Oh, okay, well. Hopefully that didn't go too far past and give him a fairly easy putt back. Rob will save his par. And for most of us, that's about the best we're hoping for on this hole.
And that, it looks like he tried to keep it too nose down in the headwind, and it
That
pushed
would make
itself down.
sense. That would make sense. Definitely uncharacteristic for Josiah.
Well, he was a little uphill putting back down at it.
Right.
It's a little hard to keep that nose up in that situation. That double bogey is going to hurt, though.
Yeah.
But he's only falling back 2 from everyone. No one took a birdie on that. So there's still a lot of golf out there and only 4 strokes difference.
That is true. It's definitely not unheard of. The OB can really come into play all over this course, so you never know what'll happen.
This is one of those holes where that OB really does come into play, especially on a second shot if you don't make it all the way up to the basket.
Right. It's a nice looking sidearm.
Might be a little deep.
Yep, I think, he went a little long on that. Rob, didn't quite make that gap that time.
You saw that branch just wiggle after he hit it.
Oh, a little shorter. Might have a look around the other side this time.
Much closer than last round.
Yeah.
Just a little straddle putt out of there. And the one backhand
It
comes out a little soon and goes straight to jail.
At least he's safe, though. There is a few windows back there, so I'm not counting him out quite yet. There are a couple of windows.
Rob left himself some work for his par, but that is gettable.
Okay, so he was a little more blocked than I was thinking, so gave himself a good look for the 3 there, though. And John will save an amazing par.
Not giving up a single stroke.
Tyler taking the bird. Well done. Again, having to really stretch it out, though, for it. That
felon of his, it looks right on those sidearms. It looks so right out of his hand, but then it just dumps out of the sky right where he needs it.
Yeah, he said he really liked how overstable it is. That's his go-to disc on a lot of shots, he said.
It gave him the solo birdie on hole 9.
Yeah. So we have him 3 strokes off of John and Rob going into hole 10. It's a 280-foot downhill. And
I haven't even tried this tee pad yet.
Yeah, I had to actually go and try it after the tournament. 'Cause like you said, this was the first time it had even ever been in play. So I had to go give it a try myself. It's kind of fun. I was trying a putter at it. I couldn't quite get it there, but I was coming close enough to give myself a putt with it.
And these guys are going with a nice little backhand hyzer approach, but that wind, I think, is kind of pushing them down a little bit.
That was a little low off out of Rob's hand there. Looks like he caught the tall stuff.
All of them are keeping themselves somewhere around circle's edge.
Well, that was nice. Still probably just inside the circle a little bit. Oh, wow. I hope that didn't roll too far in there for him. These guys all left themselves pretty long putts here. Let's see if John can ring one up. Just leaving it a little wide. This really isn't the kind of hole that you expect only one birdie out of. Good birdie though, Josiah. And Rob cleans up his par out of the tree. Good. That's always a good thing.
It's hard to find a window through those branches when they're moving that much.
Right. Tyler cleans up his par, as I'm pretty sure John will be able to as well. There we go.
Yep.
Alright, so after the first 10 holes, Tyler's still holding the lead and increased it to 3, with John and Rob tied at 13 and Josiah at 10 down. I wanted to say thanks to Josh and Jordy for putting on this tournament, and to the Laramie County Disc Golf Club for all their work involved with this tournament. The course looked great, so I want to give a shout out to the city of Cheyenne as well for all the work they did on our course for us.
Yeah, it was a great day out there. Beautiful weather despite the windy conditions. But if you don't disc in the wind in Wyoming, you don't disc at all.
Right. All right, well, join us next time for part 2. Thanks, everybody.